so that we can begin. Welcome. This is Yoga for Cancer. I'm Rebecca Leary, your teacher for the day, and I welcome everyone. Most people have been here before. We have at least one new person today. And so I'll take a moment to just remind everyone that this is your yoga practice. And because I cannot be in the room with you, I can see you, you're about this big if you have your camera on at all. So I'm not really able to help you make adjustments as I would be if we were in class together. So I will do my best to provide different modification options, and please do what you need to do. If something doesn't feel good, stop doing it. Go to the version before or come into a resting pose until you're ready to catch back up with us. And that should do it. We should work well. So take care of yourself. Happy Mother's Day to anyone who was celebrating, and enjoy the springtime. So today, I do this little meditation every morning with a group, one of the groups I'm involved with. And today's theme was about getting into alignment and balance. And I thought it was so interesting because as a yoga teacher and body worker, I come to balance from the physical body often. But in this context, what they meant was coming into sort of emotional, mental, perhaps even spiritual balance and alignment by making choices that are in agreement with your value system, with your sense of integrity. And we are being tested in many ways at this moment. And so let's think about the ways in which how we come back to ourselves, come back into alignment with our own selves, with our integrity. And we'll do some physical balance work too, so that we can sort of add that into the mix and see if we can find a nice little joining. So take a comfortable seat for our opening meditation. That can be on a chair or couch, or it can be on the floor. Make sure that you have space around you that's safe, and that you can get, if you choose to get down onto the floor, that you have space for that. Maybe have some blocks or the equivalent. One of my teachers says big paper towel rolls could work as blocks. I haven't tried that, but if you are lucky enough to have paper towels, then maybe that would work. So taking a moment to allow yourself to be fully present, leaving behind the activities of your morning, such as they may be, and anything that is on your mind. Just allow it to fade into the background for the next little while as you take a moment to ground into your present self, into what is happening right here, right now. In a moment, I'm going to lead us into a balancing breath practice called Nadi Shodhana, or alternate nostril breath. We've done this a few times in this class, and there are a couple of different ways of doing it. But I'm going to teach it with raising your right hand and making this mudra where you raise your ring finger and your thumb. If that's not available to you, you just need two opposing fingers, okay? So in a moment, I'll lead you into this, but we'll inhale through both our nostrils and then use your thumb to close your right nostril. Exhale out of the left, inhale on the left, and then switch, closing the left nostril. You'll exhale and inhale on the other side and switch. So that's how it works. Exhale, inhale, switch. And if you're feeling congested, you can just make a very gentle suggestion. You don't have to, squash your nose. You can just say, hey, I'm closing this side, I'm closing that side. Or you can opt out entirely and just imagine that you're breathing in through one side and then the other. And we find that we have a dominant nostril and that it changes. So during the day, one side will be drawing more breath than the other side. And this practice is said to help balance that and balance the chambers, the tubes, the nadis of the body. So it's also really focusing and can be very relaxing. But take a moment to settle, noticing the sensory world around you, using sensation to keep you firmly in the present moment. If you feel your feet on the floor, you're not somewhere else, you're right here. So feel your feet on the floor or feel the textures beneath your feet or ankles. Notice the weight of your hands in your lap. Notice any sounds that you hear. Some may be close by and others further away. Without getting too attached to the sound, just notice it and let it pass by. And then bring your attention to your breath, feeling the inhales and the exhales, noticing the breath cooler as you inhale and warmer as you exhale. Feel how the breath helps you to sit taller in your seat. The exhale allows you to feel more stable and steady. The inhale is invigorating, drawing energy in. And when you're ready, bring your right hand up, or you can always use your left if your right has some impairment or is not comfortable for you. Inhale through both your nostrils and then use your thumb to block. Exhale out of the left. Inhale on the left and switch. Exhale, inhale, switch. Exhale, inhale, switch. Stay with this pattern. Exhale, inhale, switch. Paying attention to that moment of transition, the switch. So a brief hold on the inhale, very brief. Just noticing. Stay with the breath. Allow it to keep you feeling very present. If thoughts interrupt, come back to the pattern. Exhale, inhale, switch. Let the breath slow down. Stay with it for another moment or two. And when you're ready, slowly release, inhaling through both nostrils. And come back into your natural breath. Taking a moment to notice anything. Is anything different? Was the breath invigorating or relaxing, focusing or annoying? Just notice. And then we'll continue together. Inhale, raise arms up from the side, palms up. As you exhale, turn palms down and release the arms down. As you inhale, allow the arms to float up with the breath. They can go as high or not as feels good in your body. As you exhale, the arms float down, beginning to create a connection between the breath and movement. The inhale informs the lift of the arms, and the exhale is brought by the lowering of the arms. If that makes any sense. Feel it in the body. 2 or 3 more. I'm just going to scoot myself back a little bit so you can see me. And the next time that arms are coming up, let's lower the right hand and come up and over with the left. If it's not comfortable for you to extend your arm, then keep it at your hip or bend it and let it rest on your shoulder. Stay for a breath or two, and let's add this wrist circle. It can be wherever your arm is, circling in both directions. Let's take a long stretch, whatever's comfortable for you. And then lower your left hand to your right knee and bring your right hand behind you, sitting up tall. Inhale here and then exhale and turn to look over your right shoulder. Stay for another breath. Inhale to rise tall. Exhale to twist. And then release your right hand, keeping the left where it is, and crisscross at your knees. You can't quite see, but my hands are on my knees. Take a moment here to just rock a little bit side to side. Maybe you let your head go. And then grasp opposite elbows and draw, if this is comfortable for you, draw your arms overhead and release and let go. In my training, that's called taking off your dirty t-shirt. I think there's something more poetic that we could use. So we'll inhale, both arms up if possible. Exhale, left comes down, come up and over with the right, wherever you are. Begin your circles in your wrist, breathing in to the side body. Feel the opening of the side body. Take a long stretch wherever you are. And then release right arm down to left knee, left hand behind you. Sit up tall, inhale, and exhale, turn and look over your shoulder. Stay for a breath. And then bring the left hand to cross over the right, sway a little bit from side to side, and then grasping opposite elbows, draw the arms up and release down. And let me know, can everyone hear me okay? Just give me a thumbs up, the people who are on screen, if you can hear me okay. Thank you so much. I taught class on Sunday and had a problem that I didn't know people couldn't hear me. Nobody let me know. So let's do that sequence one more time. Inhale up, exhale, right arm down, left arm up and over. Stay for a breath, stretching out the side body. Release left arm to right knee, right hand behind you. Inhale to grow tall, exhale and twist. Keeping the left hand where it is, cross the right hand over and sway a little bit, opening between the shoulder blades. Grasp opposite elbows and draw arms up, over, and release. Inhale, both arms up, and this time we'll come up and over with the right. Stay for a breath, making space. And then release that hand to the left knee, the other hand behind you. Inhale, grow tall. Exhale and twist. Bring the left hand around, cross it over the right. Roll a little bit from side to side. And then grasping opposite elbows. Inhale and reach up and release down. Excellent. I'm going to scoot back just a little bit more. And we're going to come into a wide-legged seat. So legs out to either side. There we go. Now you can see me a little bit. So when you're sitting here, your legs can be as wide as you feel comfortable. Your knees and your toes should be pointing up towards the ceiling, so not flopping or dropping in. When you're sitting here, if you notice that you're rocking way back onto your tailbone, that's a good indicator that you need a little something for support. So maybe you have a little pillow or a blanket that you can sit on the edge of, just to give you a little more support to sit up nice and tall. From here, let's bend the left knee and draw the left sole of the foot in towards the inner thigh, so above the knee if possible. Maybe you flex through the right foot. And from here, let's inhale to sit up nice and tall, and exhale, begin to crawl forward, trying to maintain a long spine. Maybe you're already at your edge in terms of a stretch. So pause wherever that is and inhale. Use your hands on the floor to help you stretch long through the spine. Exhale, maybe you release a little further forward. Inhale to long spine and exhale, soften and walk back up. So now we're going to turn the torso to face our extended leg. Here's where you might want a strap. You can put it over your foot and use it like reins to help you. You may or may not need to do that. I'm going to work without one. So bring your hands on either side of your legs, either with your strap or on the ground. Inhale to grow nice and tall. And then slowly begin to either walk or walk your hands up your strap. And again, the idea is to have a long spine. We're not curling. We're just tipping from the hips in this direction. So the body's rotated and we're tipping. Stay for a breath. And then bring your right hand inside the leg. Stretch the left arm up and over and tip towards your extended leg. Maybe this hand is down here or here or here. Nice side stretch. Inhale, come up through space. So we're sort of on a diagonal, right? Bring the left hand down and reach up with the right. Inhale to come back to center, and we'll switch sides. So moving through center, bending the right knee in. We'll start here sitting up nice and tall and begin to tilt forward. Don't let your left leg flop out or drop in. Keep the knee pointing up towards the ceiling, maybe the foot is flexed. Crawling forward, the inhale makes a long spine. The exhale, soften in the hips. One more breath. And then walk back up and turn your torso to face your extended leg. Maybe you wrap your strap around the ball of your foot, or maybe your fingertips are on the ground. Inhale to get long and then begin to walk or grip yourself a little bit further forward. And again, we're working from the hip, not the waist. So you're not curling or bending. You're finding a long spine. You could see, maybe if I turn this way, you can see how long my spine is. As soon as I start to feel that rounding, that's where I stop. And holding here for one more breath, and bring your left hand inside your left leg. Turn a little more forward and come up and over, coming into that side stretch. Again, hand can be where it needs to be. Inhale up through space. We're sort of on a diagonal because from here to here. And let the other arm come up. Long stretch. Inhale back to center, release the legs. Shake them out a little bit and make your way into tabletop position. So we'll come to hands and knees. Please have something underneath your knees for comfort. If hands and knees is not working for you, then you can sit in a chair. We can be on our hands or on fists with the thumbs pointing forward, or even down on forearms. I have yoga blocks. I can use these blocks under my forearms if I need to. But find your tabletop position. Knees are underneath your hips, hands or fists or elbows are underneath your shoulders, long spine. See, I'm not dropping down. I'm not rounding. Nice long spine. So take a breath here. Exhale, draw your belly in and up. And then we'll move into our cat-cow. Inhale, crown and tailbone reached. Here I am softening the belly down. As I tuck my tail on the exhale, my belly draws in and then I release my head. From here, the tail lifts first, then the belly softens, then the crown follows. And again, the pelvis, the tail starts the movement. So take a few more breaths through your cat-cow with just gentle range of motion. And the next time that you come through neutral, pause here. And let's extend the right leg behind, toes curled under. Make a nice long line. Maybe you rock back and forth, stretching out. Come to stillness, and maybe you inhale and raise that leg. Maybe you stay here, or maybe you add the opposite arm. It's a balance, yes. Maybe you stay here, or inhale and exhale, drawing knee and elbow towards each other. Inhale, reach. Maybe 2 or 3 like that. And the next time that you're coming in, bring your hand down, but keep your leg long. Going to cross it over the other leg and then turn and look towards your extended leg. So you get a side stretch here. Breathe in to wherever you're feeling this stretch. Come back to hip distance apart, centered. Begin to pivot your heel down. Bring your other foot behind you for a kickstand and inhale, open up to side plank. Stay here or reach long overhead. Maybe you lift your extended leg. To come out, let the leg come down, hand come down, and let's find a child's pose, bringing toes together. Maybe knees are wider apart. Draw your hips back towards your heels, and then release your head towards the floor. Maybe it touches, or maybe you stack your hands or your fists, or even draw one of your blocks or a pillow underneath your head. Take a moment here to breathe, releasing the effort of that long sequence. We have one more side to go, as you know. So big breaths in and out. And on your next inhale, find your way back to your tabletop. We'll start with just a little bit of cat-cow again to warm up the spine. Coming through neutral, let's extend the left leg, toes under. Maybe you rock it back and forth to stretch through the foot and ankle. Maybe you stay here and the rest of this practice comes from here, or maybe you lift the leg. Maybe you stay here, or maybe you add the opposite arm. Long reach. Inhale. Exhale, knee and elbow in. And take a few here. How many would you like to do? Like is a funny word, right? And wherever we are, hand comes down. Keep the leg extended and cross over the other leg. And then turn and look. I feel a nice stretch on the opposite side from where I'm looking. Breathe into that stretch. And then on an exhale, bring the leg behind you. Begin to pivot the heel down. Bring the other leg behind you like a kickstand and come up into your side plank. Maybe you stay here. Maybe you extend the arm overhead. Maybe you raise the leg. Hold for breath wherever you are. Release the foot down. Release the hand down. And press back one more time into child's pose. Pause there for a few breaths. We exert effort and then we come back and rest in child's pose. And after your next exhale, use an inhale to bring yourself up. We're going to come to hands and knees. Maybe you have blocks or a low stool or something sturdy that you can put your hands on for this next sequence. Let's step the right foot forward, and if you have blocks in between them, gently rocking forward and back. Good. Opening up. Beginning to make space in the front of the hip and the back of the leg. Come to stillness and bring right hand to right knee. Maybe the left hand rises up. Maybe both arms rise up. Inhale and reach. Exhale, we're going to take a twist. So left hand forward, right hand back. Beautiful. So twisting towards your bent knee. Inhale up, and we'll twist away from the bent knee. A little trickier on the balance. Inhale back to center. Exhale, release hands to blocks and curl your back toes under. We're going to come into a lunge. So my right knee is over my ankle. Can't quite see that. I have my left leg extended. You can stay here. You can lower your knee back down, or you can bring right hand to right knee and come up into a crescent lunge. So in this lunge, my hip points are pointing forward. My knee is over my ankle or behind it, just not past it. And my back hip is reaching forward, front hip is reaching back. Inhale, up. Maybe you can take a twist towards your bent knee side. If you're on hands and knees, just repeat what we did previously. Same idea, just with the knee down for more support. Inhale back to center. Exhale, release hands down and step the left foot forward. We're going to go right to the other side, stepping the right foot back into your lunge. Release the knee down and begin to rock forward and back. Beautiful. Coming through the center, left hand to left knee, and inhale, both arms come up. We'll exhale, right arm forward, left arm back, turning towards the bent knee side. Inhale back to center, and then maybe you'll open to the other side. Beautiful. Inhale up, and exhale, hands to blocks. Curl back toes under. If you stayed with your knee down on the other side, keep your knee down on this side if you'd like, or try coming up to your lunge. And then left hand to left knee, And rise up into your crescent warrior. Think of both hip points pointing straight ahead. Left knee is over the left ankle or behind it, just not past it. Up on the ball of the right foot. Inhale here and then exhale and twist. Inhale to center and maybe twist to the open side. Inhale to center, exhale, hands down, step the right foot forward, and inhale, come all the way up. So I'm just going to change my orientation here and step back. So find your way into your Tadasana, mountain pose. Take a moment to feel the earth, or our earth representative, the floor, underneath your feet. Release the arms and the shoulders. And sit up, stand up, nice and tall. Feeling feet grounded, body strong, abdomen hugging in for support, reaching up through the crown of the head and reaching down through the fingertips. Let's try some version of sun breath here. Well, inhale, raise the arms up and sink into your feet. Feel grounded. Exhale, draw the arms down and reach up tall. Inhale, arms come up, more weight into your feet, nice and grounded. Exhale, reach, arms down, reach up through the crown. Keep going for another moment. Got a little late arrival. There we go. Beautiful. So this or the next time that arms come down, pause here, find your mountain pose. We're going to move into a sequence of balance poses. I need a quick sip of water. Maybe you do too. So we'll start with tree pose. And I encourage you, if balance is wobbly, to make sure that you have a surface, maybe a wall or a sturdy chair or couch or counter that you can rest your hands on. Take a moment as you're standing up tall in your mountain to look ahead and find a drishti or focal point, something at eye level that isn't moving. If you fix your eyes in that direction, it really will help with balance. So take a moment to feel both feet on the floor, and then a gentle shift into the left foot. See, that's the big shift, right? You see, it's just a little shift. I stay up and over my left leg, and then inhale, the right comes up, turns out, and I place the sole of my foot. It can be down here at the ankle, it can be at the calf, or it can come all the way up to the thigh. Just don't press into your knee. What's going to work with your balance today? So keep pressing down, grounding into the ground to grow tall. Imagine that you're drawing energy up from the ground. Maybe it raises your hands to heart center. Stay here or grow branches, opening. Maybe your focal point shifts, or maybe you keep it resting right at eye level. Feel the sensation of being really grounded and also a little flexible, right? Because otherwise your tree will snap under adversity. One more breath here. Exhale, hands through heart center, 2 feet down. Pause for a moment. Maybe you shift a little bit from side to side. And then come to stillness. That shift into the right leg, subtle, right? I'm still up and over my leg. I'm not popping out to the side. But I'm going to find my foot position on this side. Maybe it's at the ankle. I think it is for me today. Maybe it's at the thigh or the calf. Just avoid your knee. Find your stability first, and then imagine that you're drawing energy up through the roots, through the trunk, and branches grow. Stay with your tree. Make sure the breath is flowing. If there's no energy, the tree will fall over. We don't want that. One more breath. And exhale, hands to heart center, 2 feet down, and pause for a moment. Beautiful. Now we're going to take a wide stance on our surfaces, our mat, or whatever you're working with. I can adjust my computer so you can see me a little bit better. Okay, so I'm taking a nice wide stance, and I'm going to turn, this is my left side facing you. I'm going to turn my left foot to face forward. You can either see my head or my feet. You can't see both. One more little adjustment. Maybe if I get way back here, you can see that my foot is turned forward, okay? So I've got one foot facing either straight ahead or even a little bit in this direction, which would be towards the top of your mat if you were on a mat. The other foot is pointed out, and I'm going to, maybe I'll just do this sideways. Inhale and raise arms out to the side. Exhale and drop into your warrior two. So your left, or well, let's switch now. Your right knee should be over the ankle. The other leg extended long. Turn and look out over your front fingertips. This is as much a balance pose as any other, even with 2 feet down on the ground. Imagine pressing into your feet and drawing them towards each other to engage in the pelvic floor. Inhale here, and exhale, release arms down, straighten the front leg. Inhale and come into your warrior two. Exhale, straighten, release the arms down. One more time, here and here. And we'll just switch sides. So turn in the other direction. Inhale, raise arms to shoulder height. Bend your knee, your front knee over your ankle. Make sure that it's staying where it tracks over the middle 2 toes, so it's not dropping in or flopping out. Really nice and centered. You can't quite see, but my back foot is angled just a little bit in this direction. Here. Turn to look over front fingertips. This is your warrior two. Inhale here. Exhale, press down through the arms, straighten up. Straighten the front leg. Inhale into your warrior two. Exhale, straighten up nice and tall. Straighten the front leg. 2 more. Inhale into warrior two. Exhale to rise up. And last one. Inhale into warrior two. And exhale to grow tall. Turn all toes to face forward, and then carefully walk your feet back in to center. Take a little walk in place. I wanted to do one more standing balance pose, and that is warrior three. We're going to do it modified. So you can use blocks. I have blocks in front of me, but you're at home, so you might have a nice sturdy couch or a counter. I'm just going to show you what that might look like. So I have this counter right here, the stack of filing boxes. I'm going to make sure I'm far enough away so that when I come forward, hinging from the hips, my hands can gently rest on this surface. I'll make sure it's nice and sturdy. Feels good. So whatever you're using, whether it's blocks on the floor, a counter, the back of a couch, make sure it's not going to move away from you when you come into your modified warrior three. So from here, find your mountain pose. Nice and sturdy on your feet, arms release down. Let's inhale, maybe arms rise up, and then let your knees bend as you reach forward. See how I have a nice long spine? I think you can see that. My hands are going to rest on my support, and then I'm going to bring my weight into my right leg and see if I can bring my left leg behind me. Maybe you can extend it out long, or maybe it stays bent. Maybe your standing leg stays bent. Stay here for a breath. And then to come out, I'm just going to bring my foot down, a still long spine, and then come all the way back up. Everybody good? Yes? Getting our warrior threes on? Okay. So moving to the other side, maybe I'll show you from a different position. You can see with my blocks what that's like. So I have my blocks to go the other way. Again, find your nice tall mountain pose. Inhale the arms up. Exhale, bend your knees, reach back with the tailbone and forward through the crown of the head. You can rest your hands on your knees if you need support. I'm going to bring mine to my blocks. See, long spine. And then I release. Now I've forgotten which leg I did. So I hope you remember and do the other one. So I'm going to release that leg and begin to reach behind me. Now I'm trying not to open my hip. I'm trying to keep my hips nice and square towards the ground. I'm reaching out through my heel and through the crown of my head. I'm going to hold here for a breath and then slowly release my foot to the ground, long spine, knees are bent, hands to my knees, and I can walk all the way back up. Phew, great work. Warrior three, that's a big balance pose. So let's take a moment here, step into a nice comfortable wide stance and maybe just allow a little gentle twisting. This feels good. And let's make our way back down to a seated position. Bringing soles of feet together, knees apart. Again, this is another position where if you're rolling to the back of your pelvis, make sure you have that extra support. I'm going to grab my soft bolster and I'm just sort of nuzzling it there under my hips, just so I have a little more support for my low back. Sitting up nice and tall, hands on your knees or shins. Inhale to grow tall. And exhale, begin to tip forward. Again, long spine, no rounding. As soon as you start to round, that's your cue to stay put. Inhale to grow long through the spine. So all the way from my sits bones to the crown of my head, I have a long spine. As I exhale, my knees drop a little bit more. Maybe I tip a little further forward. See where you are today. It's a little like an undulation. The inhale creates the long spine, and the exhale, we soften. A couple more breaths like this. Beautiful. When you're ready, press into your fingertips to come all the way up. And allow your legs to come out. Maybe you use your hands under your knees to assist. A comfortable wide stance. I'm letting my legs flop in and out here. Little windshield wiper. Tiny, tiny bounces helps to let go in the hip sockets. And we'll do one more forward bend. Again, flat back, right? I sound like a broken record. So knees and toes pointing towards the ceiling, legs out at an angle. Maybe you have your hands behind you for support and you stay here, sitting up nice and tall, reaching through the crown of the head. If you have a little more space in your hips and your inner thighs, then you can begin to come forward. But again, we're not rounding. Long spine. Inhale, use your hands on the floor, on your legs to pull back, lift the heart, reach through the crown, and find a long spine. Exhale, maybe you soften and come a little further forward. Stay with this undulating breath. Inhale, long spine. Exhale and soften. 2 more breaths. Now we are all so different. Some of us may have our bellies right on the floor now, and some of us are sitting up nice and tall and their knees are bent. That's beautiful. Be with your body and see what it can do. See where you can work to get the intention of the pose rather than some mental picture of what it's supposed to look like. Find the intention of the pose. Here we're looking for a long spine and we're trying to open a little bit or quite a lot in our inner thighs, the backs of the legs, in the hip sockets. Press into your hands and come up. Allow your legs to come close together. Again, teeny tiny bounces. And roll towards one side so that you can come all the way down on to your backs. Take your time to come down onto your back. We will do 1 or 2 more things here and then move into our rest or shavasana. So if you need any props for that, something under your knees, maybe something under your head, a blanket over you, whatever you need, take a moment to find your way into a comfortable floor position. You might feel like your body needs a little something before resting on the ground. Maybe you want to draw your knees into your chest and rock side to side. Maybe you want to draw one knee in and then the other. Maybe letting your legs drop from side to side into a gentle twist. What does your body want before you move into a little meditation, breath work, and rest? So take another minute or 2 working to both sides if you're doing something that's bilateral. And when you're ready, begin to bring yourself to stillness. Maybe your eyes close or you take a soft gaze towards the ceiling. Allow the breath to be smooth. Big inhales and exhales. Feel the heaviness of the body sinking in to the earth. Feeling all those points of contact, the backs of your heels or the bottoms of your feet, your hips and shoulders, your arms and hands, maybe palms are open, the back of your head. With each exhale, begin to sink deeper and deeper into the cradle of support, the cradle of the earth. So with a natural breath, we're going to come back to a version of alternate nostril breath, but all this requires is that you use your imagination. So we're going to imagine that the breath comes in through the soles of your feet. So imagine that you're breathing in the sole of your right foot, and the breath is going to come all the way up the right leg, the right side of the body, all the way up to the crown of the head. As you exhale, it's going to switch and come all the way down the left side of the body, all the way down the left leg, and out through the left foot. When you inhale, this time it's going to come in on the left side, washing all the way up the left side body, pausing, and then exhaling and releasing, letting go all the way through the right side body, all the way out through the sole of your foot. Stay with this visualization, inhaling up one side of the body and exhaling down the other side. Switching to inhale up the same side and exhale out the other side. Stay with this sensation, this imagining for several more breaths. Until you're ready to release it and come into your natural breath. Whenever you're ready, move into your Shavasana, your rest pose. Courage is the heart's blossom. All courage is threshold crossing. Often there is a choice to enter the burning building or not, to speak the truth or not, to stand before oneself without illusion or not. Despite all consequence, there is an inevitable honoring of what is true, and at this deep level of inner voice, it is not a summoning of will, but a following of true knowing. My own life is a trail of such following. Time and again, I have heard deep callings that felt inevitable and which I could have ignored, but only at great risk of something essential perishing. Courage of this sort is the result of being authentic. It is available to all, and its reward, far more than respect, is the opening of joy. It's from the Book of Awakening by Mark Nepo or Nepo, I don't know how he pronounces it. Begin to deepen your breath, bringing small movements into fingers and toes. And when you feel ready, roll to one side and pause. And then press into your hands and make your way up to sitting, allowing attention to be deeply inward for another moment or two. We'll seal our practice with 3 chants of Om, 1 for bravery and 1 for truth, and 1 for the community we create when we practice together. If you'd like to join, bringing hands to heart center, let's inhale. Om. 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 Shanti. Peace, peace, peace. Namaste. Thank you so much for sharing your practice with me and with everyone today.